How's it, everyone? As you guys can tell by the title of the video, I'll be doing a review of the brand new section in the WWE Network. Of course, you guys do not know, this month WWE added a brand new section called Collections, pretty much gathering the best of whatever it might be. Like right now, they have Brock Lesnar's road to the undisputed title, where pretty much starts his road to the title to where he wins it. You have the best of Austin and McMahon, the best of the TLC tag team. So you have a bunch of collections, and of course, a brand new one they added yesterday was the Daniel Bryan Greatest Moments collection. Of course, as we all know, this past Monday night, or this past Monday in general, Daniel Bryan retired, unfortunately. I've already given my thoughts on that, so I don't really need to sit here and explain to it. So they added his own section onto the WWE Network, onto their collection section. And pretty much last night I binge watched the entire thing. I watched everything from the first one to the last one. And in this video, I'm pretty much just go through the list, go down the list of what's on the collection of his greatest moments, and pretty much give me my thoughts on it and whatnot. So without further ado, let's jump into the video. Of course, the first thing you'll see is the Daniel Bryan retrospective. Pretty much what that is the video package they played on Raw before his retirement speech, but they actually have the updated version from SmackDown, where they actually added his speech into the video package as well. So that actually turned out really, really nice. That's actually really great. So if you have the video package from Raw before his retirement speech was great, the retrospective of his career now with the speech in it and everything makes it that much better. So it's definitely an incredible thing to watch. Of course, you have his tryout match from 2000, where it was him and Brian Kendrick doing the tag team match against Lance Cade and Shooter Schultz. Very good tryout match there. That's actually that was a pay-per-view quality tag team match, honestly. That was really good. Good stuff. You have, of course, him versus John Cena from Velocity in 2003. A 5-minute match, but it's pretty cool to see that match. And then see their match at SummerSlam 2013, 10 years later. It's very, it's incredible to see how far they've come from Velocity to the main event of SummerSlam. And they actually did a lot of similar things in the Velocity match that they did in the SummerSlam match. Even though the Velocity match is only 5 minutes, so it's not hard to incorporate that stuff into the SummerSlam match, but it's still like a nostalgia act to see that match. It's pretty cool. And then, of course, you have Daniel Bryan's debut, where they play the video package for him that they aired before for the NXT rookies. Each one was like a minute and a half, and they have, of course, they played his debut promo where he came out, and it's kind of funny to watch it now because you can see how uncomfortable and still trying to ease into getting into the whole promo thing where he wasn't exactly a promo guy yet. Compare where he was in 2012, 2013, 2014 to now, where he just was great on the mic, and just here you can definitely tell he's still struggling and trying to get used to it. And of course, The Miz came out and ended up having a pretty good segment. And then of course they showed the match with Jericho, which is only 5 minutes, but it's still a good match. I still cringe every time where Bryan does a suicide dive and Jericho catches him and throws him into the announce table. It still gets me every time. That just vicious spot there. And then we go to Daniel Bryan's surprise return of SummerSlam. Of course, they actually aired the entire match. I thought this would just be where he comes out, and that was pretty much it. But actually, aired the entire match from start to finish. So him coming out was a great moment. I know everyone was pretty much wasn't very much taken by surprise. I remember at the time, WWE actually leaked it on their site that Daniel Bryan came out about 15 minutes before the match happened. But thankfully, I was actually going to the bathroom when the video package for the match was airing, so I actually wasn't able to go online and check anything before the match. So I wasn't spoiled by it, thankfully. But that was a good moment. He had a great showing in the match as well. Of course, eliminating Darren Young very early on the match and being the last two guys on Team WWE with John Cena towards the end. So that was good there. Bryan breaks the bank, which was, of course, the SmackDown Money in the Bank ladder match 2011. Great match there. It's still one of my favorite Money in the Bank ladder matches of all time. Just a lot of fun. Just a lot of great spots in that match. And, of course, the ending with Bryan winning the Money in the Bank briefcase was, one of the most shocking moments, I think, in recent memory. I don't think anyone expected him to win it. And everyone was just genuinely surprised and shocked. And, everyone was happy for him, but it was just like, wow, he actually won. Definitely a huge shock that he won that. Of course, you have him versus Regal from Superstars in 2011. That was actually a pretty good match. It had some great technical wrestling as well as great, physically hard-hitting, strong style match as well. So that was a good match between him and Regal. I know a lot of people like to talk about that match. And it was really good. Regal played a great role in that match, of course, the selling he has. Regal's one of the most underrated talents of all time, in my opinion. And Brown's actually, Bryan, I call him Brown. It's my last name. Bryan was actually playing a pretty good heel. Even though he wasn't even a heel at the time, he was, I guess getting ready for that heel role, where he just played a really good heel in that match as well. And they ended up having a, really good match. And Bryan, of course, getting the win. Daniel Bryan cashes in, of course. Bryan, at the time, had the most lazy cash in of all time, where he pretty much cashed in, just flipped over Big Show and pinned him. We didn't do anything, so great moment to see Daniel Bryan become world champion. Great stuff there. Of course, Daniel Bryan versus CM Punk from Over Limit 2012 for the WWE Championship. Great match there. That's probably, I can think you can argue that's probably Bryan's best technical wrestling match in WWE. This is just a classic match, and it's great. It's a really good match, and it's kind of a shame it kind of gets overshadowed, um, because that wasn't the main event on that show. It was in the mid card match, so it kind of just gets forgotten about, I think. But definitely a classic match there from both guys. One hell of a match. Enjoyed it for the fullest. You have Team Hell No Anger Management Part 1, which of course was them when they first, did the anger management classes, with, Kane, the trash cans on fire and doing the, the trust fall. That was a great moment there. And of course, they had Team Hell No wins the tag team titles. Of course, their match in Night Champions 2012, where they beat Kofi Kingston and R-Truth with tag team titles. That was a good little match. You have Team Hell No Anger Management Part 2, which was great. That was when they did the skit where they're in the diner and they're eating, and just Bryan was great in that segment. Of course, him and Kane recreated the when Harry met Sally scene where at the dinner table, and what happens in that scene. You've seen that movie, and of course Bryan was doing it where he's doing yes, yes. That was just that entire every Team Hell No anger management segment has been great. I've never not laughed at any of those. Those are always great. Of course, you had the graduates, which was the graduation of the anger management, which was good. Bryan was hilarious in that, trying to hold his anger in, but it kind of got kind of awkward real fast because they did a whole thing where they started getting everyone in the crowd to hug and everything. It turned kind of weird and kind of just like, okay, this is getting kind of bad now, but it was still a good segment for what it was. You had Cena and Bryan on Miz TV. I was actually there for that segment, and that was an amazing segment there. Cena showcasing why he's one of the best on the mic in wrestling. He just put a phenomenal promo in, and Bryan actually played a huge role in that segment. I don't know if that was a plan or what, but, Bryan was, of course, being the heel, and just in a great Miz TV segment. That was probably the best Miz TV segment of all time. Not to be biased because I was there, but it was just an amazing segment, I thought. And, of course, you had the championship ascension ceremony from Raw, of course, when they were last Raw before TLC 2013, where they put both the titles up and made a big thing out of it. Of course, the big section of that segment was the Daniel Bryan chants, because I was in Seattle, and that entire segment, the crowd was chanting for Daniel Bryan, and they played in the factors because Triple H acknowledged it. They played a role in it, and it was an amazing moment for him, because just even though the moment wasn't supposed to be about him, it was about him. So that was great. You have Bryan confronts Bray Wyatt. Of course, they had the steel cage match with the Usos, which was good. Which Bryan got a concussion in and pretty much doesn't remember what happened after going forward. And of course, he had the amazing moment of Daniel Bryan turning on Bray Wyatt when he had the slow yes chance, and just that entire segment with him turning on Bray Wyatt was absolutely amazing. One of his best Raw moments of all time, I would say. Then of course, they had the Occupy Raw segment, which doesn't need to be spoken about. It's when Bryan filled the ring with all the fans and had the match with Mania, set the match with Mania with Triple H. You have a video package from WWE 24 about WrestleMania 30 on Daniel Bryan and Conor the Crusher, about a 2-minute video package there. And then, of course, you had the triple threat match at WrestleMania 30 where Bryan wins the WWE World Heavyweight Championship against Batista and Randy Orton. Don't need to explain that. Just the pinnacle of his career, main event WrestleMania, winning the championship. Doesn't get any bigger than that. It's just a great match and a great moment. WrestleMania 30 is all about Daniel Bryan. I'm just so happy he got that moment. And of course, after that, you had Daniel Bryan's wedding, which was, from Total Divas. They aired that, which was nice to see. Then you have Daniel Bryan reaches new heights, which was him winning the Intercontinental Championship in the ladder match of WrestleMania 31, which was a great match and a great thing for him to do. That's where he became a Triple Crown champion as well as a Grand Slam champion when winning the Intercontinental Championship. And of course, the last moment is Daniel Bryan says goodbye, which is pretty much the WWE Network exclusive they had, where he celebrated for like another 5 or 10 minutes or whatever it was. But yeah, that'll do it. Of course, I believe the section of Daniel Bryan's greatest moments is a phenomenal section there. They did miss a few things, I thought, even though it is his greatest moments. I don't know why they didn't include him winning the U.S. Championship from The Miz and Night Champions, nor do I know why they didn't include his match with John Cena at SummerSlam when he won the championship for the first time, the WWE Championship being. I don't know why they include those two, but, it's still a great collection of Daniel Bryan. Definitely a great thing to go back and relive for any Daniel Bryan fan. Definitely easy sit-through to watch and very enjoyable with a lot of great moments and a lot of laughter as well with the Team Hell No segments. So that'll do it for this video. Like I said, just a great selection of matches. You have great matches on there, the SummerSlam match from 2010, WrestleMania 30 Triple Threat. Him and Regal was really good. Him and Punk, of course. So you have a handful of great matches on there, as well as a lot of great moments from Daniel Bryan. And just a very great collection overall. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like I said, definitely tune in the network if you have it and check out, just binge watch it, because I'm pretty sure once you watch the first clip, you won't want to stop until you watch the last one. So that'll do it for the video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Until next time, I'll see you guys later. Thank you guys for watching the video.